Okay, the equation solution. So, 1a. Get rid of plus 5. We must minus 5 from both sides, and we get x equals 2. Get rid of minus 12, we plus 12. We get y equals 17. To get rid of 4, we need to divide by 4, and we get m equals 8. To get rid of the divide by 5, we need to times by 5, and we get x equals 20. To get rid of minus 6, we plus 6, and we get c equals 3. To get rid of divide by negative 2, we times by negative 2. And negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Okay. 2a. To get rid of minus 6, we plus 6, so we get 3s equals 36. Divide by 3 now, s equals 12. Minus 3, to get rid of the positive 3, so we get negative 2a equals 2. Now we're going to divide by negative 2. So a is 2 divided by 2 is 1, and we have a negative. Plus 3 both sides, so we get 8t equals 5. Divide by 8, 5 over 8. Okay, times by 4 both sides, we're left with 2n equals 20. Divide by 2, n equals 10. Now, times by 3 both sides, we're left with c plus 4 equals 21. Take away 4, c equals 17. Now, we can either get rid of the 4a or the 3a. Now, if you get rid of the 3a, we're going to minus 3a both sides. 4a minus 3a is a. Still got the plus 5, and we have nothing over this side. Now to get rid of plus 5, we minus 5, and 0 minus 5 is minus 5. (3a). Let's get x's on both, all on one side, so we're going to take away an x over here and take an x there. So we've got 3x minus 2 equals 5. Add 2, 3x equals 7. Divide by 3, x is 7 on 3. Now, expand the brackets, so we get 4t minus 24. To get rid of 4t, we are going to take away 4t from both sides. We get 3t equals negative 24. Divide by 3. 3 into 24 is 8, and we have a negative. Expand the brackets. 3x minus 3 minus 2x equals 14. We collect like terms, so 3x minus 2x is x, minus 3 equals 14, add 3 both sides, x equals 17. Now as you go, you can always check these answers. Okay, 4a, expand the brackets. So 6 plus 3m equals 10 minus 5m plus 6m. Let's collect like terms first. So 6 plus 3m, no like terms. 10, now minus 5 plus 6 gives us positive 1m. Let's take away this m from both sides. We're left with 6 plus 2m equals 10. Let's take away 6. 2m equals 4. Divide by 2, m equals 2. Now, b, check your solution. So 3, 2 plus m is 2. 5, 2 minus m plus 6 m's. So we get 2 plus 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. 2 minus 2 is 0, times 5 is still 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Therefore, m equals 2 is the solution. Three consecutive numbers add together. So consecutive one after the other, we start with x Our next number is 1 after that one, which is x plus 1, and our next number is 2 after our original, which is x plus 2. They all add together to give 213. Collect like terms. 3x plus 3 equals 213. Take away 3 both sides. 210. Divide by 3, and we get 70. Therefore, the three numbers will be 70, 71, and 72. If a number is multiplied by 8 and 16 is added to the product, the result is 40. So let the number be n. So 8 multiplied by n plus 16 equals 40. Take away 16 both sides. N equals 24. Divide by 8. N equals 3. The perimeter of the triangle, so the perimeter, add all together. 2x plus x plus 1 plus x must equal 65. Collect like terms, we have 4x plus 1 equals 65. Take away 1, 4x equals 64. Divide by 4, x equals 16. Straight line adds together to give 180. So 2x plus 3x minus 5 must equal 180. So 5x minus 5 equals 180. 5x, add 5 to both sides, equals 185. Divide by 5, x will be 37. Okay, the formula, P equals 2L plus 2B. Okay, find P. Alright, P equals 2L, so 2 8s, plus 2B, 2 3s. We get 16 plus 6, which equals 22. Now this time we're trying to find B. They give us P, so 52 this time equals 2 L's, 2 17s, plus 2 B's. We don't know. Okay, so 52 equals 34 plus 2B. Let's take away 34 from both sides, and we get 18 equals 2B. Divide by 2, and you get B equals 9. Okay, A equals x plus y, so 4 plus 9 all over 2. 4 plus 9 is 13 over 2, which gives us 6.5. Or you can leave it as 13 over 2. Alright. A is 24. X is 60 plus y over 2. Okay. We need to find y, so we times by 2 both sides, and we get 48 equals 60 plus y. We take away 60 from both sides, and we get y equals negative 12. 8. Okay, inequality. We start at 2. 3 is enough. Okay, we put a dot at 2. It is greater than, and it is also equal to, so we need to colour in the dot. Negative 4, so we start off negative 5, negative 4, and negative 3. We put a dot at negative 4. It is less than, and it is also equal to, so we colour in the dot. 5, so 4, 5, 6. We put a dot at 5. It is less than, and because it's not equal to, we leave the dot open. Now the inequalities, just like an equation, plus 3, so we take away 3 from both sides. You leave the sign as it is. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 2x, add 4 to both sides. Leave the sign the same. We get 34. Divide by 2, and we get 17. Now, negative 4x, we have to get rid of the negative 4 times, we have to divide by negative 4 both sides. We get x. 4 into 16 is 4. There is a negative, and because we divided by a negative, or we swap the signs, we must swap the direction. That is the only difference in an inequality compared to an equation. Okay, so let's take away 8 from both sides, so we're left with negative x 16. We need to get rid of the negatives, so we swap the signs, and if we swap the signs, we have to swap the direction. Okay, times by 2 both sides. It's negative 12. Don't need to change the direction. Divide by 3. And you get negative 4. Alright, let's take away 2x from both sides. So we get 2x minus 12 is less than negative 6. Add 12 both sides is equal to 6. Divide by 2 is equal to 3. So remember, you only have to change the sign if you end up with a negative x. Okay, solve the simultaneous equations. Where do they meet? Well, they meet at this point here, which is 1 along the x value and does not rise from the y value. Alright, so number 2, we need to plot some points. Okay, now choose 2 points. Now I'll choose this as the red line and the other one as the blue line. So choose 0, sub in 0 in the x. 0 plus 2 is 2. So 0, 2 on the number plane is just there. Now we're going to put in 1. 1, which is just there. 1 plus 2 is 3, so we need to go up 3. And we draw a line that goes through nicely in the grid all through those points. Okay, now the blue. Again, 0. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 1 gets you minus 1. So at 0, we go down to minus 1. Now 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Minus 1 gives you negative 3. So at 1, we go down to negative 3. Now this is going up, or actually down, each 2 squares. So we need to, do a line that goes through each 2 square. Now I missed it a little bit there, but we can see if it's drawn properly, it should go through this point. So that is the solution of the simultaneous equation. Which lines up to be along the x is negative 1 and along the y is 1. Okay, 3. Solve by substitution. Okay, already substitution because it's y equals, so we're going to shove that into the y. So we get 6y, which is x minus 4 plus 2x equals 8. Expand, so we get 6x minus 24 plus 2x equals 8. Collect like terms. 8x minus 24 equals 8. Plus 24 both sides, we get 32. Divide by 8, we get 4. Now once you find x, now substitute it back into y, which will be the first equation, because we know y equals x minus 4, 4 minus 4, which equals 0. Therefore, you can do it as a point, 4, 0, or you can say x equals 4, y equals 0. Okay, the elimination. Alright, we look for the letters that have the same value, which is the y's, they both have 3. Now, to get rid of minus 3 and positive 3, we need to add the equations together, because minus 3 plus 3 gets us 0. So, equation 1 plus equation 2. We get x plus 2x is 3x, minus 3 plus 3 is 0, 6 plus 21 is 27, divide by 3 and we get 9. Now sub that back into any of the equations, doesn't matter, into 1, so we get 9, actually no, I'm going to put it into 2, sorry, because it's got a positive, so I'm going to put it into equation 2. So 2x's, so 2 9's are 18 plus 3y equals 21. Take away 18 from both sides and we get 3, divide by 3 and we get 1. So therefore x equals 9, y equals 1. Now it's probably important to test those values into the other equation to see that it works. And we get 9 into equation 1, we get 9 minus 3 1's, which is 3. 9 minus 3 is 6, so it works. Okay, 5, elimination method. Now we need a letter to be the same. Now, I am going to do equation 1 and equation 2. I'm going to do equation 1 times 3. Therefore, I don't even have to move equation 2 because you'll get 9x. Otherwise, you can do the y's by 7 and 5. So 3x times 3 is 9x, plus 5 3's are 15y, 3 4's are 12. Okay, and that's equation 3. Now, because the 15y is bigger than the 7y, and 9x and 9x are going to take away, I'm going to do 3 minus 2. So 9x minus 9x cancels out. 15y minus 7y is 8y. And 12 minus 8 is 4. Divide by 8 and we get a half, or 0.5. Okay. Let's put it into equation 1 to find the x. 3x plus 5 times a half, which will be 2.5. Equals 4. 3x, take away 2.5 from both sides and we get 1.5. Divide by 3 and we get 0.5, or a half. So therefore x is a half, or 0.5, y is a half. Now use an appropriate method to solve the following. Okay, elimination, you could times equation 2 by 3. Or substitution, we're going to rearrange this one because it's already got 1x. So we get x. How do you get rid of minus y? We plus 2y. So we're going to 2y plus 4, or 4 plus 2y, doesn't matter. And we're going to put that where the x is. So therefore, 3x plus 5y will become 3 2y plus 4 plus 5y equals 1, expand, plus 12, collect like terms, take away 12 from both sides and we get negative 11, divide by 11 and we get negative 1. Now sub that back into the easiest equation there is, first, second or the third that you made, which is already x equals. So x equals 2 times negative 1 plus 4, which is equal negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So therefore, x equals 2, y equals negative 1. When two integers are multiplied, the answer is 56. So we're going to say x and y. So x times y is 56. And when they are added, okay, now this one is probably easy enough to just do guess and check. give me two numbers that times together 56, or 7 and 8, doesn't add up to give you 18. Gives, what about 56, 14 and 4. So x equals 14, y equals 4. Now Gemma is 3 times as old as her daughter Crystal. So Gemma and Crystal, well, Crystal needs to be times by 3 to equal Gemma's age. Now 4 years ago. So Gemma, take away 4 years, was Crystal, also take away 4 years, and she was 4 times. So we are going to use substitution method. We are going to put where the g is, 3k. So we get 3k minus 4 equals 4k minus 16. Let's take away 3k from both sides. We get negative 4 equals k minus 16 plus 16 both sides. So negative 4 plus 16 gets us 12 equals k. Now sub that back into the original g equals 3k. So g will equal 3 12s, which is 36. So therefore Gemma is 36 and Crystal is 12. Now let's check that. So Gemma is 3 times as old as her daughter Crystal, so 36 is 3 times 12. That's fine. 4 years ago Crystal would have been 8, Gemma would have been 32. That is 4 times, so that works. Now with this question here, it's got inequalities, which is about shading. We haven't done that. So what I'm going to do is change each of the questions just to equals, so we can actually graph that and find the simultaneous. Okay, the first one. Let's do a table of values. X and y, 0 and 1. So if we sub in 0 for x, we get 3y minus 2 times 0, which is 0, which is equal to 12. So y is 4, which is just there. If we sub in 1, we get 3y minus 2 times 1, which is minus 2, equals 12. Plus 2, both sides, we get 14. And y is equal to 14 on 3. Now, that's really hard to draw. So what I'm going to do is, instead of 1, I'm going to change it to 3, because I know 3 will get rid of the 3 on the bottom. So change that to 3y minus 2 3s are 6 equals 12. 3y will equal 18. Y will equal 6. So 3, which is there, and 6, which is there. So we are going to draw this line, hopefully nicely through the third. So it should be hopefully like that somewhere. Okay, now, so that's 6. Okay, for the next one, again, x and y, we have 0, so 2y plus 0 equals 1, so y is going to be a half. A half's okay. With 1, 2y plus 1 equals 1. Take away 1 both sides. 2y equals 0, so y equals 0. So we have 1, 0, so 1 across, but not going up. We've got 0, and then up a half, which is just there. Now the good thing about the half is, you know, if a half goes up again, it's going to go through the full corner. So we know it should go through that corner there. So it's a little bit off my drawing, but we can see that if it should be going through that point just there, which is -3 and 2. So therefore my answer is -3 and 2. Now we talked about this question here, M1. So we don't want the bottom, so we times it across. We expand the brackets because we want M1 to be outside of the brackets, so T plus T, M1, M2. Now we want M1s all on one side, so we're going to take all of that, because it contains an M1, over to the other side. And there we don't want this one, so we're going to bring that over the other side. So it's going to be plus 2M. And over here we are going to take away T, M1, M2. Now, we want to isolate the M1s because there's 2 of them there. So to do that, we factorise. So M1 outside will be 1 minus T, M2 equals T plus M2. Now we've got M1 by itself. All we need to do is get rid of the brackets. Not expand, but just get rid of the brackets. It's a times, so we divide. So M1 is going to be T plus M2 divided by all that in the brackets, which is 1 minus T, M2. Okay, 9. An airliner carries 180 passengers and 10 tons of freight and earns that. So 180p, P being the cost of each passenger, plus 10t, the cost of each ton, must equal 75,000, while 100 passengers plus 20 tons equals 85,000. Alright, so elimination or substitution wouldn't be a problem here. Substitution, you would just isolate the 10t first, and 10t is easy to put into 20t, it's just double. So, or you can just divide by 10, which is easy because everything's got zeros in it. But we're going to do elimination, and we're going to times this one by 2 to make 20t. So we get 360p plus 20t equals 150,000. Okay. So now we will do equation 3, take away equation 2. So 360 take away 100 is 260p, 20 take away 20 is 0, 150 take away 85 is 65,000. Divide by 260 and we get P equals 250. So each passenger was charged $250. Now sub that back into any of the equations. So 180 times 250 plus 10 tons must equal 75,000. We get 180 times 250 is 45,000 plus 10t. Take away 45,000, we get 10t equals 30,000. Divide by 10, we get t equals 3,000. So therefore, passengers are charged $250 while the freight is $3,000 per tonne. You would actually write that, but no space. Okay. Alright, do it 11 and 12 first. So 11a, let's take away 3m, so we get negative 2m is equal to, is greater than 1. I'm going to divide by negative 2. So m is negative a half, or negative 0.5. Because we divided by a negative, we are going to switch the sign. Okay, take away 6 from both sides, and we get negative k on 7 is less than or equal to 2. We're going to times by 7 both sides, and we get negative k is less than or equal to 14. We don't want negative k, so we are going to switch the signs, so negative 14 this time, but we need to switch the direction. Now 12, we have 8 minus 2w is less than 7w minus 28. Let's add 2w to both sides. We get 8 is less than 5w minus 28. Let's add 28 to both sides, and we get 36 less than 5w. Let's divide by 5, and we get 36 over 5, which can't be simplified, is less than w. Now if you want to rewrite that, it'll be w is greater than 36 on 5. Now that question, if you went the other way and didn't add 2w both sides, and instead took away 7w, you would end up with negative 5w, and you'll end up having to switch the sign anyway. So it can be done either way. Okay, 10. Now, this is quite a difficult one, but we'll have a go at it anyway. So the whole thing about this is to get rid of the denominators first. So to get rid of 2x minus 1, we are going to times everything by 2x minus 1. To get rid of the x on the bottom, we're going to times everything by x. Okay, so the 2x minus 1 will cancel that. This x will cancel this x, and this x will cancel this x. So we now have no fractions. So we have x times 4, which will be 4x. We have minus 5 times 2x minus 1, which will be minus 10x. The minus 5 times minus 1 will change to a positive 5, and we'll end up with negative 1 times 2x, which is negative 2x, and negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Okay, so therefore let's collect like terms. So we get negative 6x plus 5 equals negative 2x plus 1. Let's add 2x to both sides. Actually, no, let's add 6x to both sides. So we get 5 equals 4x plus 1. Take away 1, and you get 4 equals 4x. Divide by 4, and you get x equals 1.